Guarantees the kill, and he's still baiting his teammate there who's waiting with him on the quad. That's going to be Tarek in the boiler.
Should be a slaughter. Straight headshots. Spray actually hits the fourth one that was further back on Shazam, and then Ye gets the response, but Tarek easily swings in, cleans up. Tie game going into round 15. Complexity still in a good position as a result of that. Remember, T-side of Inferno,
yeah, absolutely.
But MIBR starting to show some life again, and it's convincing at that.
Yeah, this is a great half from Complexity. The fact you get 7 rounds on the T-side of Inferno, anything else at this point is a bonus. This is very convincing. Happy to see them performing here and at least test MIBR. Just to know, coldzera, 15 kills, 4 deaths. He has been a beast once again. Fallen, 13. As we enter the final round of the first half, bare bones utility for Complexity. The defaults have been good, but they've been losing this challenge towards B at the start of each round. I think they've just given in now and stopped challenging at the very start and going for a contact play towards middle. 4 players there right now. Stanislaw with the bomb, holding towards B. Just throws a flashbang, and they know they can get this mid control. They've tested it out enough now, as Fur surely goes down at this point. Smoke will remove him from the situation. Good grenade, and they start to wrap towards the site.
Diese Aura-Bots hier.
Eric above, smoke down to cover off the apartments. Great trade from Shazam. This time it's on the AK, just to make note, as he has struggled to find kills. Ye certainly not. Finds another great headshot. Running through is Stewie, though. He'll find Def. That takes down any control they had toward the archway and leaves Shazam. Another dire situation. He was directly over top of his shoulder and able to babysit the bomb plant, but that leaves him, and they will know that it was not him planting it on the side. Further rotation, or faster one, I should say, for Fur to try and pincer them in, hold them off, and Fallen now smoked means that Fur has to effectively do this alone. He's been undetected. Players from Complexity staring in the direction where Fallen now makes noise, switches to the AK, and that noise should steal the attention away. Shazam's not looking. This could be the exact time Fur strikes, and it should be easy to find Ye if his attention continues to look the other direction. Shazam wins out the duel elsewhere, and he finally pulls around back. Finally, it's going to be Complexity to win out a one-on-one clutch. 3 kills for Shazam leaves him with a total of 5, nonetheless, 8-7 Complexity.
All is forgiven though, Matt. He has that sort of impact to actually win them the half and get 8 on the board. Doesn't matter how many frags he got, that was absolutely massive. A round that looked like they were done for as well. Shazam will find some confidence towards the end. 8-7 Complexity going into the second half of the lead after losing the pistol. That's 3 out of 3 pistols for MIBR. If Complexity can win this one, we might be going to a third. Still a lot of work to do here. One of the most tenacious teams in the game right now. MIBR are trading by 1 round, but win this pistol, you know they can get right back into it. We'll look at the buys right now as Yanko deliberates with the team. What kind of tactic are they going to be deploying at this point? They've got 2 smokes, a Molotov, and a couple of flashbangs. So they could go towards a banana area. We'll see how it works out for them.
3 out of 3 pistols have gone the way of MIBR, and they've been pretty solid ones at that, including the first half of Inferno, where Cole got 4 kills without being touched or tainted in the slightest on top of the boost. So that's been a problem, and something Complexity certainly needs to address.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Complexity 8, MIBR 7. If Complexity can pick this one up, we might just have a third map on our hands. Stewie and Fallen with the bomb, holding towards the T-steps. Stewie goes a little bit further. And Ye, been sensational on Inferno so far. Really enjoyed some of its smart decision-making and great positioning so far on Inferno, guaranteeing rounds with his play. Making his way through the apartments. This is not going to be the B-side approach, and without the ATs at the start, it's difficult to justify a fast speed play, but they can certainly rotate slowly back into a position where this is actually looking quite likely for them. With the Molotov, presumably used towards new boxes, smoke and coffin, smoke CT spawn, flash over, and eradicate the risk with the Molotov. You don't have to look at new boxes at that point. They can just focus towards oranges and indeed the shadow position. So let's see what happens here as 5 players start to come in. We know where the smokes are going. Molotov for me should be new boxes, but could go towards Emo as well. That background position definitely can be thrown, but this looks like new boxes. So coldzera keeping it pretty standard. And there's the Molotov deployed, and Death will actually have it extinguished for him, so they can still fight.
Extinguished, but they know he had to peek out on his left side. They cover that off. Fallen's going to find Steve again. It's going the same way. Finally, a response, but he's completely surrounded. Nowhere to hide for Shazam. No prayer could save him inside of the chapel as Tarek occupies that space, and he absolutely will evict anyone coming that direction as Ye gets taken down. It's 4 for 4 MIBR.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. If you can't get a single pistol against these titans of Counter-Strike, you're always going to have a rough encounter with them. The execution pretty standard there. I like the adaptation to complexity. They had a smoke to extinguish it towards new boxes, but they were so caught up in that. By the time the smoke went down, everyone was already dead as Tarek applies the pain towards the ruins area there. So well done from MIBR. Force buy from complexity and one that has a lot of weight to it. As we'll see whether these CZs can cause any sort of damage here. All tied up again. Flashbang from Stewie as he gets his way in towards B. Securely in the logs now, but you can see Complexity will treat this like a usual gun run. They've got 4 smokes, CZ's armor, and the Eagles need to connect with some of those shots there. Have a chance here. You've got to take those opportunities if they arise and see if you can land those 1-digs. One on top towards the corner, and you'll boost up the time, the half wall there, and just make sure there's no CTs close range.
Exactly that. Make sure that there isn't anyone around. Fallen now goes back. They're comfortable. They're content with their stranglehold on Banana.
Physical damage towards.
And then set up with one toward Arch is Shazam. He's not with armor. He's with Deagle. So 2 with Android. The same setup. Rotation. Stand to join, which is the right call so far. Should this continue? As we at least view it on the mini-map. Everyone on MIBR over toward A. Deep sight position for Shazam doesn't really favor the Deagle at range, but Stan's got the
Microphone
corner covered.
muted.
Great nade. It's off
Microphone
as
activated.
much as they'd love. Stan gets 2. CZ showing off form yet again. Cole trades it back. That was inevitable as he went for the reload, but Ye now knows which side they're coming from. He'll swing. Remember, Shazam still sits in that corner as Cold has to hold off toward Moto. Has fallen as well. Slows the pace. He's the one with the bomb. Above him, inside of the apartments, is where Tarek hopes to enter from. Smoke down means he can actually jump out and join Fallen by going left 11 seconds. Keep an eye on Fallen, 11 seconds. Has to plant the bomb, he can't. Now they have to stay alive. That's going to be a task. No, it's not. Cold's got no chance. Round stolen back finally by Complexity.
They're going to kill him after the time as well. That's brutal from Complexity. They bounce back. Stanislaw with the CZ, getting it done on the bomb side there, MIBR. We thought they were going to start running away with the second half, but no. Stan, who's been quiet all series, similar to Shazam in the last round of the first half, he steps up just when they need him there, and Shazam no different with that Desert Eagle as well. Great stuff. The fact they took down Cold Zera after the round time expires means he gets 0 cash going forward. He gets nothing. They're going to have to force buy here and try and replicate the form of the CTs. Deagles, P250s, Cold Zera could not get armor. He'll just be on the pistol. Nothing else. Complexity making this awfully interesting now, Matt.
No question. Def as well through the smoke takes Stewie back. Reset in the next rounds. It's down to just 4. They absolutely are showing form, and this is exactly what we want to see.
Hello. Yes. Hello, can you trust
Representation with Def, obviously.
Hä?
Verkauf
doch mal den Scheiß Ikea.
Nee, wenn die AK sind, jetzt nicht auch nicht mehr kaufen.
So, kaufen.
So not just home on the
Nee.
home on the map, like we said. This would be their 4th win, I should say.
Musterstein. Ja.
MIBR trying to approach and take down Stan. Good shot. It is a trade. He managed to get Cold just before he fell. So they still maintain the man advantage.
Yeah, that's the main thing there. So Def now can reposition, knowing they've only got the pistols, probably use most of their grenades at this point. Vitas holds up. So Shazam rotating in as well. They're looking comfortable still. I don't think MIBR can do much with this now. They've still got a smoke for CT spawn, so maybe spoken a little bit too soon here. We'll see. Shazam holding that position. That's going to be smoke for coffins there, thrown by Fallen. So he's anticipating Def to be in that position. Maybe they can focus towards spawn and try and challenge for the frag. Def, though, if he gets 1, that's going to be round pretty much locked in. There's Shazam peeking before the smoke blooms, and it's looking likely that CT should be able to close this one out now. Def
Wenn
almost
ich
confirming it.
das Trollmap geschleppt habe,
Completely flash. And
den
Def
Trailer
closes things
fällt,
out.
der
Remember,
die im
that's a
Eller
force
fällt,
buy
kann ich ja noch
from
normale
MIBR as well. So they're gonna be eco now. That's
laufen.
11-8 coming in. Presumably, I don't think MIBR
Da
will
muss
bring
das
much into
Atoll
round number
shaped
19. It
sein
should
dann.
just be Glocks, maybe some P250s. But Complexity looking at there in the driving seat now. Chance for them
Ja,
to
der soll ja
farm some
weg.
cash here with those
Aus dem,
SMGs as
der
well.
soll aus
Yeah,
dem...
absolutely. Still a long way to go. They have to
Okay.
keep that mentality. They can't get
Ich
carried
dachte,
away.
ich muss dann die Shape-Variante laufen.
Can pull the rounds back
Okay,
in your
das hört
favor
sich
at
gut
any
an.
moment. So much
Weil sonst hätte ich
experience
keine
doing
mehr.
So you go all the way back to the Columbus Major. Very different roster, yes, but similar scenes. Now,
3.
having said not to get too far ahead
Dann
of
ist das eine
ourselves,
normale
cash is the third
Atoll,
map
ne?
if it is required.
Alles seine
Android,
Schuld,
meanwhile, will back out from the apartments. No support in place. They're actually going to give up pit and
Ja,
put inside
toll
of the site
gesehen.
directly.
Ja, hab ich.
Ich bin noch keine
They're
gelaufen.
anticipating that the pistols will run them down in
Nur
that
eine
position, whether
Atoll
they
mit,
isolated
ne?
or not. That's up for debate.
Ja,
but
ich hab dir nur eine
nonetheless,
gegeben.
that's the setup they've chosen.
Und
Shazam
sind noch.
certainly spotted that they've
Ja,
run out.
gut.
River
He's
liegt
gotta
immer
be
noch
careful
drin, ne?
not to overextend.
Was?
Walking
Ja,
out
der
March,
Grund
exactly
River
that,
liegt
runs out of
immer
ammo,
noch
but
drin.
does get 2 quick kills before he comes under
Ja,
fire.
wenn der
And
2
with
Chaos
so
auf
much
die
time in
Mauer
between
drin.
that and his last kill, the rotations come over to join him. Stan gets a kill.
Ich muss
Android will
Atoll
stay
doch
alive.
nehmen.
Complexity find number 11.
They
Dann
really
die Underground
do.
River.
Much better from
What's the
complexity
point?
here on Inferno. Looking at the
Ah.
more dominant team, especially in the second half. That second round of victory was
Ach so,
absolutely
ja, du musst
everything.
auch noch
MIBR will
ins
take the
L-Upgrade
time out
rein,
here.
ja.
Remember, there's that T side, especially in my opinion, I feel like they really do struggle on.
Ja,
CT's
ja.
always to be fine, but
Das
their
gleiche
terrorist side,
muss
they
da, ja.
don't
Das
really
krieg
have
ich hin.
that much to bring to the table.
Damage.
It's usually coming down to the clutches of Cold Zera. We'll have a look at the frag charts while we're here. The very top, Cold Zera once again, 17 and 8. Fallen Beneath, who hasn't had many kills this half. We're still early on into it with 14. Stewie 12, Tarek 12, Fur with 10. At the very top for Complexity is Death, doing a great job there in his home country, of course. 11 kills, 12 deaths for him. Shazam 10 and 14, turning his game around, actually looking deadly at this point as he warms up into the series. Get into it now. MIBR looking to answer back, but still the money is quite weak. They'll have no Molotovs in round number 20 here. They've got the AKs though. Complexity with 3 rounds in a row, holding on to their SMGs to try and farm some cash. He definitely could have upgraded a few, but they want to keep the money strong.
La 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 la.
Dinks. That's
Yeah.
Yay.
Second time we've seen damage through that wall. Remember, it was Stewie last time. That is desperately close yet again. Fur is already inside a boiler as well. If he doesn't get back down that hallway soon, he's going to have people all over him.
rough
They'll
cut.
hear them retreating as well as, yeah, you can see exactly that. Fur takes a peek and sees if they're still there, but they get away. 3-man stack toward the quad side, though. And with the SMGs, that's not a bad decision to make. Leaves them vulnerable toward Arch. Smoke on that side suggests they want to get toward the mid-wall.
Ich hoffe, das klappt mit der Scheiße, ne?
Complexity if MIBR did that, thinking that they were
Weiß Ella
safe in
mit
doing
dem
so
Maps.
based on the positioning. But keep in mind as well, we've got so much time still in the round. They haven't.
Weil dann
committed,
hätte ich
they've
halt
backed off, they
immer
want to bait out the CT utility.
Ella-Influencer.
1 defensive grenade, excuse me, 2. There's an incendiary as well for Ye, but 1 smoke left for Def. And that incendiary is now deployed.
Still on a knife's edge here. You can see they're not playing in the bomb side now. They want to be
Letzte Season
fighting
hat's auf
for
jeden Fall
kills here
geklappt
towards
noch.
quad. Shazam there with them. They're watching the apartment and the quad position. Android can be baited in, but the shot to Crisp there from Fallen. He takes out Android, but there's 2 more players waiting right around the corner.
Still, they hold, like you
Muss
say.
ich nur alle
down.
anderen 16er Maps raushauen.
MP9 and 2 UMPs.
Warte.
MP9 at range. Shazam makes it work. Meanwhile, back over toward B. That's where the action is. Def can't find the shot before the smoke blooms. And as Setch allows them the entrance onto the site. Even just 1 would have deterred them enough that perhaps the bomb plant becomes a little bit more vulnerable given the time. 6 seconds. Derek just barely gets it down. Def can't fire through. Tried desperately to fire the wall bang from the altar, but Tarek holding water.
Felt like it's
Not
one of
away.
those rounds that was going to connect, but not quite. Now the post-plant situation continues. Fallen opens things up, takes down one of the key players of Complexity. That's Ye. I don't think the CTs have much of a chance in this one now. They're just trying to contain the terrorists and make sure as many players go down as possible. But it looks like MIBR have done it. At least this particular round. Great shot from Stan there to punish Stewie. Try and remove as much cash as you possibly can. Sure, they're going to win the round, but look at the money remaining for them. Everyone fully invested here as Stan just continues to put bodies in bags there. Absolutely fantastic by him. They won't win the round, but 3 survive. 3 players go down from MIBR, where it should have been at least 4 staying with them there. So he's going to keep them on a modest leash here. As this was the opening kill from Fallen. Remember, it's a 3-man stack. Great stuff by him. And Fallen gets it done with the AK-47. A lot of these AWPers are not one-trick ponies. They've got absolutely every discipline of Counter-Strike mastered. Looking for double digits now. Money's still strong for Complexity, even after reinvestment. Shazam still with 5Ks. He brings out the AWP for the first time on the CT side. You can see MIBR, how influential those kills were, though, Matt. 2 Galils now in round number 21, where 4 players should have survived, only 2.
Molotov bounced. extend. Doesn't even matter, stays inside of it. In fact, it didn't extend. He's standing there, not even lit ablaze. He's just barely out of harm's way. Def's gonna step out. How does Fallen not collect? Oh, just barely will. He knew he was on retreat, knew he was weak, finally takes him down, but look at what the cost is. Great start to the round for Complexity. Another reset situation. And the bomb goes scouring back down Banana over toward A, where in wait, no need to rotate, obviously, having won the exchange. It's both Android from Pit and Yay at the Arch. Peeking for information. We've got to get some. They can't sit back entirely. 2-2 essentially on take, right? You get the defense divided, so you need some information. That's what Ye's trying to attain, but doesn't want to overextend, so there you go, confirmed. We've got one player at the very least over toward the Arch side. Just back out. Flash didn't really do much for them, though, did it? Fur collects. He's now got Arch. They know he's gone towards CT, hence the positioning for Shazam. The bomb is yet to show face. Therefore, the push down from Def and Banana should at least reveal it's back toward A. Android is going to anchor. Do not leave the pit in this situation. There's no need to do so. He's just going to wait for the time to favor him with 25 seconds to go.
He just needs one kill here. That will be enough. You can see his teammate so far away. There's a little bit of damage there, but gives up his position. He is alone here on the A side, taken down by Fur. This was looking so good for Complexity, but all of a sudden it starts to fall apart. Only advantage they have now is the HP one. As MIBR get themselves in the crossfire, the retake begins.
Fallen at pick could peek out and find Def. He's not looking. If he goes now, he's a dead man surely, but Def gets one just before Fallen peeks. That reveals his position. Shazam and Fallen, each with one bullet from Def. Fallen has the advantage. He goes back out. Shazam walks straight into it. You have to wonder, did Android overcommit firing at the first target?
He might have done, Matt. He absolutely could have cost him the round there. 11-10, MIBR. It was looking so convincing for Complexity's round. This was a 4 versus 2. But you give them too much space here to work with, they can punish you for it. The kill couldn't be found towards that pit area, and Fallen against Shazam could have gone either way, but Fallen comes out on top. He's been fantastic so far in this quarterfinal.
Microphone
and
muted.
it looks like the force spike coming
Microphone
through.
activated.
Signs of weakness now for Complexity as they have to bring out the CZ, the UMP. The AWP is out for Shazam, but he hasn't looked his best so far today. A lot of pressure on his shoulders as they go for banana control here. Nades in towards logs, no one there to receive. Using a lot of utility at the very start. I'm not going to get a kill from it. Shazam there with them. Might decide the full back here. The AWP not looking good for opportunities at the very start at least. Yay and Android alone on the A site. Whoever wins this round sends their opposition to an eco. If it's Complexity, it might be enough to close out this game. It's a convincing one. If MIBR can do it though, it's 11-11. Money broken for Complexity. They're going to get closer and closer to that 2-0. The absolute tipping point of the map is right now.
Tons of utility. Shazam fires into it immediately, hoping he'd collect. He cannot. Smoke down will delay them. That one certainly did connect, you're right. It's 38 HP left for Stewie. All of that utility. And it's back the other way. No rotation sold on that either. Shazam kept a watchful eye in toward the apartments. They don't have a lot of range, but he wants to sneak up. He's dinked. Tarek doesn't need to play this. They have to swing together. They do. Android somehow manages to get the shot on Tarek, even though Ye was really left with nowhere to go. That works out, but they give up. Arch, do they? No, Stan. Second shot. The last bullet from the gun. He's going to get all 4. A shutdown at the Arch.
Stunning from Stan. He was non-existent in the first map, but my God, has he woken up in the second. That's absolutely brilliant by him. Decent angle, times of perfection, second kill. Arguably a little bit lucky, but the teamwork and his aim and positioning in the last 2 was nothing short of sensational. Absolutely brilliant by him. Round number 23, we did say that's a tipping point as MIBR have the force by now. CZ's P250s, and exactly what I was talking about coming to this map. If they start to lose consistent rounds on the T side, I don't see them getting themselves back into it. Looks like Complexity might have done enough at this point. If they can win this round, they'll be 13-10 up with an eco against them. But it's MIBR. So many times has this group of players been out of it on Inferno, then they win a CZ round out of nowhere. And that needs to be careful here. Smokes to point his position, drops the incendiary. That will be extinguished, of course. They go towards quad now. There are 2 players there. Android and Ye need to work in perfect harmony to shut down this approach towards the A site.
Yay, blinded, can't find footing. Tarek's able to win it out instead, but as you say, Android still sitting in the pit. Got a chance to catch them all. Fallen checks it. Again, you can never discount MIBR. They find a way to plant the ball, and they keep 5 players alive and do it death holding. From Library, they both go through the door together. They'll let the op go first as Shazam wants the far shot. Stan, impressive in the last round, needs to be absolutely perfect. And this one, sneak into position. Tagged through the hay bales, threw his aim off. He's still got a kill, but Fur responds, and it's Shazam out of there already. So 12 to 11. They have to save the AWP and the money. That's impressive. MIBR pull it back with pistols. They get charitable donations in weapons, and they break Complexity in doing so.
That's insane, isn't it? It's the round with the pistols, and I'm so glad I built it up in that fashion as well. Just when you think you've broken MIBR and you've got the map in the palm of your hand, they come back and win with a great CZ play. Back to basics there. A couple of smokes deployed. 3 players from Complexity towards the B side of the map. MIBR come in and punish that pit area. Take on the first player, no problem. This was it. Look at the flashbangs. Ye can do nothing, and Fallen finds the cowering Android in the pit there. Round over at that point, but they continue to find frags as Fur closes things out there. 12-11, the auto shotguns out. My goodness, is that a thing? We'll see. Android is going to have to play his heart out here with the auto shotty. Towards the apartments, presumably. And once again, we're at that tipping point once more. It seemed like Complexity won the original battle, but it's all set up once again. Shazam with the AWP. Stanislaw just with the pistol. He's been so good at the rifle so far, but he's going to kill him. He's almost certainly got a kill.
Ping pong.
Or maybe not. Walk directly into it for
Sharper Elder Ping Pong.
detective to his left. You were absolutely spot on to suggest that he could have easily found the unfortunate circumstances that led to his death first. His death falls off. He's got 7 HP, still firing in. And the shotgun, look at Android!
Entweder die Map, die du laufen willst, im Elder oder im Sharper.
Runs all the way down to the bridge.
Entweder im Kreis schwimmen oder mit
That's going to give him an AK. So fair enough. If that's all he yields from the shotgun to an AK, not bad at all.
Absolutely.
Oh, that nade is well fallen. It's jumped in. It's damn good damage onto Fur, but if it went any further and bounced, Fallen might not be left alive in this round. Either way, they'll take it. 2 players weakened up. Certainly helps the UMP against the armor. Which side under threat? Yay again. Last time, remember, he overstepped ever so slightly from this position. UMP to work with, does spot them, falls off it. Android's going to give himself a bit of a chance to help by holding off the apartments by way of Molotov. He could swing left now if he needs to. Not be wise though, because they are heading back in his direction. Smokes himself in to see the doorway. They know exactly where he is. Molotov into that smoke, but doesn't extend far enough to catch him out on top of the bike. Not yet. Meanwhile though, his teammate down, and a smoke to completely render him useless. He's going to allow a bomb plant. He wants to spray in, but he can't find it. And the problem is in doing so, he continues to give up positioning. And look at Stewie. He has no idea. Android did not hear this at all. He's a dead man. Pit's gone, bombs down. Round should be MIBR's.
I think you're absolutely right. They have to save the AWP and the M4, even though there's so many tantalizingly low HP players on the MIBR side. It is going to be 12-12. Complexity looked like they had this one in the bag. They lose the pistols, and the Brazilians come back to life. 4 players to survive here. Make it 3. Shazam gives his position up, but he will be surviving here as Money gets desperate for Complexity. Still a few rounds to go. As Stewie Coldzera and Fur exits in an orderly fashion. 1 player waiting in the pit, that's Coldzera. He's got 100 HP, so he can survive in that position. Looks a little bit odd with the bomb going off so close range, but he's absolutely fine. And there we have it. We are all tied up, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe the tactical timeout comes in at this point. Remember, if you are just joining us, it's currently 1-0 after an absolute battering on train. MIBR lead the way, looking to close things out 2-0, but Complexity have at least shown how good they were in the group stages and how they got here in the first point. As they're looking great. The teamwork's there, but unfortunately sometimes MIBR can be so stifling with their approach when they change things up, when they get the pistols and they go in as a group, there's not many people that can take them down.
And there's a few hints of inexperience, right? Android's starting to look a little bit nervous in the pit. You could argue he overcommitted when he was anchoring in that 3 versus 2, as it were. It was a 4 versus 2, but that, you know, the round I'm talking about was the pistols going back over. And in the last round as well, putting down the smoke early, trying to play an angle. He was almost trying to dictate the play rather than play to the information that he had. Not to discount the amount of skill he's shown. Fur, speaking of skill, very precisely takes over the boiler room. Shazam's AWP and the M4, all that's left to fight with as they at least recover that from the position. Speaking of Android, he did get cold down with the Deagles, so that brings it back to 4-on-4. He's going to play with him. They won't anchor this time. Going to get aggressive, hold off that entire mid-wall as well as Stanislaw pushes out respectively on the arch. And joining in is Shazam. This is all about information early, catching out picks. A desperate rotation back to the B site. A perfect setup. More so because the pistol up close for Stanislaw. If they head that direction, op shot lands from advantage of it. 42 seconds and bomb is still on this side of the map, which from a complexity side of things, exactly what they want. Eric thinks it's going to be clear. Oh, now this becomes concerning. They've pushed down. Did Fur spot this or not? I don't think he has. I think he's just missed it, but they're pushing out at the exact second that everyone's going in behind them. Stewie's going to spot them inside the middle, and now they've got a problem. Bomb gets behind them. And they were positioned so perfectly, but the timing just barely off.
Yeah, it eludes him and Fur will pick out 3. Shazam unfortunately can't do anything with this. Oh my goodness, hits the shot on Fur, but does barely any damage through 2 corners of the wall and will be taken down. That they still have money to buy, but Complexity lose their lead, 13-12. A nice little approach towards middle there. Looked promising for Stewie at the time. He hears them coming, and it's Fur. They're whipping things up in the apartments there. Great shot on death. And then there it is to close things out as well. That made it a convincing round in the end. 13-12. And will they buy up here? It's a tactical timeout. I'd say yes. The money is there. Complexity now of around $4,500 on average per player. They've got 2 UMPs, which is fine on a map like Inferno. One of the few I say the UMP is actually viable in gun rounds, especially if you want a bit more utility. It's a very utility-based map. You want to have the smokes close out choke points and segregating flush terrorists out on retakes with the incendiaries. So very smart, I think, to actually bring out those extra bits of utility. It's a map as well where you can have lots of cubbies and crossfires to hide within. Janka now looking a little bit more relaxed. It was a turbulent second map for them. Still a lot of work to do. Open hand to Fallen now. Their money started to stabilize somewhat. Not completely there, but we're coming to the crescendo now of the second map. Who will come out on top? MLBR look like they're in full control as they go up against the weak buy here in round number 26.
Bold, aggressive through the hot flames and straight in to the exchange. Stanley gets one in return. That's a good play from Def to go back out, but he's got to be careful because Tarek's still holding off the angle. He wants to get aggressive. Smoke down. They won't know if he's retreated or not. The AK picked up and fired. He's got to be so careful in this position as they fire through. Tarek easily disposes of him. The man advantage now going the way of MIBR. B site wide open as well, and a bit of a panic rotation. Shazam wants to get the op over toward B. Smoke down as for now, but they won't overcommit either on the MIBR side, anticipating that perhaps that rotation happens sooner. There's a chance he's in a better position. Guessing game at this point on the complexity side. No one committing to the B side after all of the kills that went that way. Shazam figures if they're not going to commit now, they're expecting us to rotate, so maybe they're back over toward A, and that's where they go, and it's not wrong. The shot is, though, couldn't land it. Shazam does at least get Android to bail him out. He nearly finds a second over top of the box. Just barely misses out on the chance to find Fallen's head, and he makes no mistake to find Shazam. MIBR on 14.
I thought Shazam had them there, and he had to box in towards quad. If he gets that first kill, he could be over, but 14-12, a back and forth affair, a bit of a scrappy around this one as Tarek pushes the smoke, and then he gets it even more done on the A side. Fantastic work by him. Fallen though, I can't believe he nailed that. Shazam was ready and waiting as we get into round number 27. Has to be an eco here, really. 14-12 down. They're averaging around $3,500 per player amount. You can't really justify a buy here, but at the same time, you don't really want to give MIBR match points. That's a massive issue, and it has to be thought about here. Looks like they will take the eco. I can see pistols being purchased already. 4 HE grenades. This can still work. This is winnable. So you've got 2 options here. You dump them all towards Banana at the very start, or you do them towards T-steps from the top or middle and continue to push down with those grenades and try and challenge any players that are trying to bunch up towards the underpass area, for example. Which way would they go? They can even stack it up with 2 towards middle, 2 at Banana. It looks like we've got 3 at least heading towards the B area. Android and Ye, who both have grenades as well, will be nading middle. So it's the latter of the options. There's the 2 grenades from middle. Here's the grenades from Banana. How much damage is inflicted? Not that much. They actually take a load of it themselves as Stewie looks likely to get his second frag. He might be caught out of position here, and indeed he is. Def takes him down.
Not bad. Patience pays off. Unfortunately, his arms sticking out a little bit too much.
And unfortunately there, Matt, they don't get any upgrades in terms of the weaponry. So that's a bit of an issue as Fallen removes The guns there, I thought he was going to be taken down, but he lives to fight another day. 3 versus 3.
Perfect.
And Tarek, yes, he is waiting right towards the Romeo position there. Yeah, he doesn't got to push any further, but he certainly will. Doesn't nail the first few shots. Remember, Andrew's got no armor here, so he will melt as soon as the bullets get near him. Chance here.
Keep going on this. There's still a chance. The problem is that Fur is sneaking around, as always, behind
Microphone
them.
muted.
Land it. Shazam,
Microphone
I was going to say,
activated.
might be a bit of a surprise, but apparently not. Ye does get one back. AK picked up and bomb. He's got a chance, but he's got no positioning, and Tarek finds him before Fur even comes back into it. It is map point, series point for MIBR. Complexity did absolutely put up a fight on Inferno. Is it enough? We've had enough overtimes in this major so far, Henry.
We really have. It's been the face it overtime major. We've had over 30 of them.
And most of them on this map, just to note.
Yes, well, that's because we saw so much of Inferno in the best of one. But yes, it is normally Mirage or Inferno, sometimes Cash. But yes, it is a very common map. And it's my favorite cast, though. I actually love Inferno. It's got great tactical diversity to it. As we'll see now, Complexity looking for overtime. 3 clean rounds in a row required up against MIBR, who look incredibly sharp, have taken the last 5 rounds. So that's one thing Complexity have got in their wheel.